Hi, welcome to Introduction to Marking Menus in Maya. I'm going to be going over, just as an introduction, what marking menus are in Maya and how they can be very useful in speeding up your workflow. Marking menus are an extremely powerful part of Maya, and I think it's really essential when you want to work quickly in Maya to have a good grasp of how to use marking menus. So you might notice that this doesn't look like Maya exactly here. I've gotten rid of almost all of the interface here. And I'm not going to talk about how to do that right now, but hopefully in a future lesson I'll be talking about how to do that. But that's part of the beauty of marking menus, that you don't have to use the interface. Everything is right under your mouse tip. I'm using Maya 2012, but this will work for pretty much every version of Maya out there, so you don't have to worry about that if you don't have Maya 2012. I've just got a simple polygon cylinder here, and I'm just going to show you one example of a commonly used marking menu to help you understand the concept of what they are and how they work. So in order to pull up our first marking menu, we need to hover our mouse pointer over an object that we're working with. It can be selected or it doesn't have to be selected. And what we do is we click and hold down our right mouse button. Now this will pull up a series of menu items that are arranged radially around a central point. And the central point is where you click the mouse pointer. So if you click over here, it's going to pop up over here. If you click over here, etc., you get the idea. And in addition to these menu items that are arranged radially, we also have a series of menu items that are underneath it. And they have submenus, etc., that you can access. So this particular marking menu allows you to change the component mode in order to select different component types when working with your objects. And this one gets used all the time, so that's why I'm starting with this. So if you're in object mode, to start with, you can click and hold down your right mouse button, and you can go over to vertex, and you release, and now you see that we're in vertex component mode, and we can select the vertices on our object. Likewise, we can click and hold our right mouse button, come down to face, and now we can select faces, or likewise come up to edge, and we can select edges. And of course, we can come up to the upper right and select our object mode. And we're back in our object component, or our object selection mode. So that's essentially what a marking menu is. It's a series of menu items that you can get access to just by clicking your mouse button or a combination of hotkeys. But what I want to show you is a really cool feature about marking menus, and that is that you don't have to wait until this marking menu pops up in order to make your selection. And I'll show you how that works. Let's say we want to go into edge component mode. Now we don't have to leave our mouse pointer hovering over edge in order to select it. Anywhere that we go above it will allow us to select edge component mode. And that's because marking menus are all about directionality. You see these are arranged radially, and there's up to 8 different directions that you can have. There's 7 in this menu set. But if we go just in the up direction, we can release and we'll come into edge mode. Likewise, if we just go to the left direction, we can select vertex mode, and if we go to the upper right, we can select object mode. Now the cool thing about this is that, like I said, we don't have to wait for it to come up. So if we just click and hold down our right mouse button, stroke rapidly to the left, and then release, we'll get into vertex. So I'll show you if we just go back into object mode for a second here. If we just click and stroke, now that marking menu didn't even appear, and yet we're still in vertex component mode. Likewise, we can just quickly stroke upwards, and we're in edge mode. Stroke downwards in face mode, to the upper right in object mode. And all you really need to do is just gain familiarity with where these menu items are located in terms of direction, and you can, without even thinking, go into the different component mode that you want. Now, an added benefit of this is that you can just stroke downward. Sometimes it takes a couple tries because it's not a precise, like we're not being super precise about it. It's more of a gestural thing. So sometimes it doesn't quite work, but that's okay. We can give it a couple tries. But like I was saying with the face, if we come down here and we go too far, then we're going to be starting to select these guys down here. But if we don't wait for those to pop up, they won't be selected. So even if we go further than what the face menu item will be, if we go down, sorry, I don't know why if we stroke down like that, we'll be in face selection mode. So that's just a brief introduction to marking menus, how they work, and how they can speed up your workflow. You might not think that this, I don't know, half a second before this comes up is going to be very much time saving, but if you think about how many times you're switching component modes, this adds up over time and it becomes a very important workflow improvement.